Within the shadows of the dimly lit apartment building on Elm Street, there dwelled a mysterious figure named Evelyn. She was a solitary soul, her presence often felt but seldom seen, shrouded in an air of enigma that left the residents whispering in speculation. Rumors swirled like ghosts in the night, each tale more unsettling than the last. Yet, despite the curiosity she aroused, Evelyn remained an enigmatic puzzle waiting to be solved. Intrigued by her elusive nature, I resolved to uncover the truth. One fateful evening, as I descended the creaking staircase, I caught a glimpse of Evelyn. Summoning my courage, I approached her with cautious steps, the dim light casting eerie shadows upon her form. With a solemn nod, she acknowledged my presence, her eyes betraying a hint of mystery as she offered a faint smile. I expressed my desire to converse, but she merely shook her head before silently slipping away into the darkness. That night, the apartment building seemed to come alive with strange noises that echoed through the corridors. Curiosity piqued, I ventured outside my door and discovered a trail of peculiar footprints leading down the hallway, disappearing into the shadows. A chill ran down my spine as I followed their path, each step filled with apprehension. The following day, word spread like wildfire through the building that Evelyn had vanished without a trace. Concern rippled through the community, but answers remained elusive. Days turned into weeks, and still, there was no sign of Evelyn. Fearing the worst, a search party was organized to scour the nearby woods. As the search ensued, hope dwindled with each passing hour. Then, just when all seemed lost, the search party stumbled upon a chilling discovery, a trail of footprints leading deep into the heart of the forest. Determined to unravel the mystery, they pressed onward into the unknown. Nightfall descended, casting an eerie shroud over the woods as the search party ventured deeper into the darkness. Strange whispers seemed to emanate from the shadows, sending shivers down their spines. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an otherworldly glow. At its center stood Evelyn, her presence haunting yet ethereal, a spectral figure lost in the depths of the forest. With trembling hands, I reached out to her, but she recoiled, her voice a mere whisper on the wind. "Do not seek me," she murmured, her words carrying an otherworldly weight. "I am lost to the darkness of the woods, condemned to wander for all eternity." I awoke in a cold sweat, the echoes of Evelyn's warning still ringing in my ears. From that night forth, her ghostly visage haunted my dreams, a spectre condemned to roam the depths of the forest forevermore. And though I sought answers in the waking world, the truth remained as elusive as the girl herself. In the remote countryside, nestled among the rolling hills, there stood an old farmhouse where a family of 3 resided. The father, Henry, had remarried after the tragic loss of his first wife, and his new bride, Margaret, brought her young son, Daniel, into the family. From the moment they arrived, an air of unease settled over the farmhouse, as if the very walls held dark secrets waiting to be unearthed. Daniel was a quiet and reserved boy, his presence often overshadowed by the looming figure of his stepfather, Henry. Despite Henry's attempts to forge a bond with his stepson, a palpable tension lingered between them, as if an invisible barrier separated them from truly connecting. As the days passed, strange occurrences began to plague the farmhouse, casting a shadow over their once peaceful existence. One stormy night, as the wind howled outside and the rain beat against the windows, Henry awoke to a chilling sight. Standing at the foot of his bed was Daniel, his eyes vacant and hollow, a ghostly figure bathed in the pale moonlight. Henry's heart raced with fear as he demanded an explanation, but Daniel remained silent, his gaze fixed upon something unseen. As days turned into weeks, the divide between Henry and Daniel deepened, each harboring secrets too dark to share. The farmhouse became a prison of whispered accusations and unspoken resentments, its walls echoing with the ghosts of their fractured relationship. And yet, amidst the turmoil, A sinister presence lurked in the shadows, waiting to unleash its fury upon the unsuspecting family. One fateful night, as Henry lay awake in bed, tormented by visions of the past, he heard a faint whisper in the darkness. Rising from his bed, he followed the sound down the creaking staircase and into the depths of the farmhouse. There, in the dim light of the cellar, he discovered a chilling sight, a spectral figure lurking in the shadows, its eyes blazing with malevolent intent. With a sinking feeling of dread, Henry realized the truth. The farmhouse was haunted by the restless spirit of his deceased wife, consumed by rage and longing for vengeance. And Daniel, unwittingly caught in the crossfire, had become a pawn in her twisted game. As the ghostly apparition drew closer, Henry knew that he was running out of time to save his family from the horrors that lurked within the darkness. With a desperate cry, Henry reached out to Daniel, his voice trembling with fear and regret. "Forgive me," he whispered, his words lost in the howling wind. But it was too late. The spirit of Henry's deceased wife enveloped them both in its icy embrace, sealing their fate for all eternity. And as the storm raged on outside, the farmhouse stood silent and still, its secrets buried beneath the weight of darkness, forever lost to the passage of time. Nathan and Alex had been best friends for a long time, and they had experienced many adventures together. However, the terrifying events that happened to them during the school's recent history trip were enough to test their friendship to the limit. The trip began at an old history museum, but it turned out to be darker and more mysterious than they expected. Among the artifacts displayed were strange symbols and mysterious objects from ancient legends. As Nathan and Alex eagerly tried to unravel the secrets behind each room, the atmosphere became increasingly tense. As the group proceeded through the museum with their tour guide, they suddenly heard a whisper. Nathan and Alex turned around to make sure their other friends were following them, but they couldn't see anyone. These whispers seemed to come from the depths of the museum, akin to a call from ancient spirits. Venturing off from the group to explore further, Nathan and Alex found themselves lost in an old corridor. As they wandered alone in the darkness, they encountered strange sounds and eerie shadows. The corridors they walked through grew narrower and seemed labyrinthine. With a moment of carelessness, they found themselves standing in front of a door. It creaked open, revealing a dark room beyond. Upon entering the room, they came face to face with an old writing desk and a dusty journal resting upon it. The pages of the journal were filled with mysterious symbols written in an ancient language. Driven by curiosity, Nathan began flipping through the pages of the journal. However, its contents were eerily dark and unsettling. Suddenly, the room began to tremble, and strange noises echoed around them. In a panic to escape, they tried to leave the room, but the door slammed shut behind them, trapping them inside. Nathan and Alex screamed in terror as they found themselves at the mercy of the mysterious entities lurking within the darkness of the room. In the late hours of the night, they were eventually found by the other students, but they were no longer the same after emerging from that dark room. Their experience had left them prisoners of a terrifying secret, one that would forever change their friendship.